Delon Nigeria. Well, show is live every Friday, every weekday by 1:30 p.m. And this is where we go to talk about things that affect young people who are fresh graduates or who are job seekers and want to get one engagement or the you can catch us up on Facebook at Delon Nigeria, and you can also check us out on LinkedIn at Delon Nigeria. Last week Friday, I talked about how to answer the interview question, tell me about yourself. I mentioned the fact that though it's a simple question, most young people, most job seekers still find it difficult to give a very good answer to the question. You can log on our website to view an article that's been written regarding that show. Just log on to jobs.delon.ng and you will find the article. You can read up and you can also watch the video on our Facebook and LinkedIn profile. Well, today we will be talking about online jobs available for students who and for everyone who is finding it quite difficult to earn income at this point in time. We all know how COVID-19 has affected the world at large, how it has affected the globe, how everybody, almost everybody, every industry, every sector, every field is affected by the pandemic, and it has really brought a halt to profitable activities going on, to businesses, to organizations. So many organizations no longer make profits like they used to. And not just that, one of the other audience that has been drastically affected are students. Few months ago in Nigeria, the government announced that all schools be closed, both the junior, the college, the primary, and the tertiary institutions be closed. And although we all thought the government announced that, well, in 1 month the schools will be opened, but then 1 month is beginning to get to 2, 3, and more. So we've had students of tertiary institutions at home doing basically nothing because, well, as a student, if you are not in school, you have, when you are home, you have this feeling of relaxation that, oh, I am at home, then I shouldn't be involved in anything apart from house chores. Of course, you wouldn't want to do anything that has got to studying or your education. But when you are in school, the awe of seriousness is all over you. So I'm from experience I've been a student before, so I understand how it is like. So now students have been at home doing basically nothing. Okay, maybe they've been on social media, been on Facebook, Twitter, chatting on WhatsApp, while in wait time on Instagram, and of course using data on LinkedIn, as well as watching movies. Yeah, watching movies and a box of popcorn by the side. So I am here to tell you today what you can do as a student, how you can use your data profitably, how you can use that data that you waste on social media. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not good to be on social media. It's not good to make friends on social media. It's right. It's okay to chat and all of that. But then as much as you do that, someone says, and I quote that, how you should ensure that the money you spend on your data is able to make, if not times 10 of the money that you spend, on your data for you. So if my monthly subscription is say 2,000 naira, then I should make sure that by the end of that month I make 20,000 naira, from the 2,000 naira that I subscribe with. Although we have people say network subscribers now inflate the amount for data, and even if the price for the data is still like it used to be, it's like the network swallows everything at a go. But however it is, are you making money from the data you're using? Are you making money from it? Are you earning from it? Or you're just subscribing and in few days your data finishes and then you start looking for money to subscribe again? And even as a young student, as a young person at home doing nothing, where do you get money to do all of the subscriptions? So I am here to expose you to the ways that you can make money even while you are home, and make money from online. Now, when we talk about making money from online, and I would like to use for it, it's free. You don't have to be a full-time employee, or you don't have to be a full-time part of the organization to make your money. We now have a breed of young people who want to be independent, who do not want to rely on anyone, who want to have the freedom of their resources. They want to be able to go anywhere. Well, thanks to technology, with technology, you can now do whatever it is you want to do at the comfort of your home. You can be here in Nigeria and communicate with someone in America. We are going to do it again. You can be here in Nigeria and communicate with someone in America with technology, thanks to the internet. So you don't have to travel all the way to America to meet the person. So it is the power of this internet that we will be maximizing. Now, in my list here, first thing that I have is content writing. Now, as a young person, I tell myself, most people say, I don't know how to write. Writing is difficult. Writing is, although we still have another school of thought who think that writing is quite an easy thing to do, so they don't really place much more importance to it. Permit me to deviate. I was reading an article online of a committee that was set to for creativity, for the creatives, regarding to the COVID-19 pandemic, and the writer said that in that committee, the committee did not read writers as part of creatives. So that's why I earlier mentioned people who think that writing is quite an easy thing to do, so they don't really place much more importance to it. But then people are making money from writing. Yes, people are making money from writing. And when I talk about writing, I don't just mean just scribbling words on paper. I mean writing that's resourceful. I mean writing content that people would read and they would learn from. So you can be a content writer, you can be a copywriter. Well, content writing and copywriting is quite different. I'm not here to lecture on writing. So I would have loved to really talk about how they differ, but let's just focus on content writing. So you can be a freelance content writer. You can write content for websites, write content for blogs. You can even have your own personal blog where you write articles, and people come on your blog to read, and you get paid for it. Now, as a writer, you don't claim to be a writer and you don't write. You're a writer when you write. So as much as you write, you maximize the platforms, you post your articles on them. Only then can people know that you indeed write. Only then can website owners, only then can organizations come to you and ask you to write for them. So you can be a content writer by writing for websites. We have countless number of around now online who need people to write for them. So they can come across your work, love your content, love your style of writing, love how you put yourself together, love the idea, love just like your style as a writer, and they are impressed. Then they can come to you and ask that you provide articles for their website. So you could be a copywriter. Now, a copywriter, like I earlier said, that content writing is different from copywriting. A copywriting is writing to promote a product or service. That's more like the advertising part of writing. So when you write to advertise or promote a product or service, that's copywriting. But content writing is beyond this. You can write on anything. You can write on politics. Content writing is more like writing an article. It's more like feature writing. Yeah, it's more like feature writing, where you can write on any topic of your choice. You could decide to even create a niche for yourself. So you could decide to write on entertainment. You could decide to write on politics. You could decide to write on sports. Decide to write on lifestyle and fashion and all of that. Content writing is vast. So if you think that, well, I'm not so knowledgeable on all of the fields available, all of the industries, or all of the sectors available, I just want to pick one and be a professional and be an expert in that field. Well, it's good. That's what I call niche, niche, right? And so you could create a niche for yourself, and you just churn out articles that niche, well, just like I write for entertainment and politics too. So you could decide to create a niche for yourself, just like I do. And social media manager, yeah. So we people who have a lot in their hands, and they just need someone who can help them with this various things that they have in their hands to catch up with. They have appointments to meet, they have deadlines to meet, they have meetings. At the same time, they have messages to reply to, mails to reply, engagements to do, and all of that. So they need someone who can help them manage their social media accounts. That's why we have social media managers. So if you are a young person and you are quite vast in social media, you can really make use of social media. You can find your way around social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all other social media platforms. Then you could be a social media manager. You could be employed to work as a social media manager for either an individual or an organization. Now we have organizations are now realizing the extent at which social media can really help their businesses. So they are now coming up to build a brand. They now putting their brands on social media platforms, especially Instagram, Twitter. So they need young people who are quite savvy with social, help them manage social media accounts. So you could just present yourself as one, and before you know it, they start approaching you, and you could reach out to these organizations and pitch yourself to them. How been able to manage your social media account, how the you have now you have that, and show them what you have been able to do on your social media accounts, and you could get a chance. We now have so many vacancies where organizations say, oh, we need a social media manager, oh, we need a digital marketer. Now digital marketing is another field, is another entire field on its own. It encompasses content marketing, social media marketing, and email marketing, and what have you. But social media marketing, or being a social media manager, or social media management, whichever word you want to use, is a part of digital marketing. So you could be a social media. All of the times that you use on your social media accounts, and you have thousands of followers on your social media accounts, why not leverage on that and approach organizations, approach individuals that you think, oh, they really do not understand they really do not understand the tactics or the techniques behind social media, how to find a way around it. Offer to be their help, and you could get paid for it. Another thing that I have here is you could be a web designer or a developer. Now, this is a skill that you should learn. This is a skill that I encourage every young person to learn. Even I would love to learn being a web designer, or have different organizations, even individuals, having websites, their name, www.abc.org, net, all of that. So you could be a web designer. And let me let you know that web designing is no longer as difficult as it used to be. I remember a few years ago when I learned web designing. I actually wanted to dive into the developing part. That's where you have the coding and all of that. But I felt it was such a difficult thing that I couldn't manage or handle at that point in time. So I just backed out. But now it has been made much more easier thanks to technology. We've had technocrats who are coming up with better and easier ways to learn. So if you want to be a web designer, you can, without having to learn all of the coding and the difficult part of it. Like if if you call it like that. So you could be a web designer, create beautiful websites for people, even for organizations, for individuals. Create one. If you now the thing is, you need to understand that people would only give you opportunity. They would only let you do stuff for them when you have evidences to show that you have done this before. Even in your CV, if you want to apply for a job, of course, in your CV you would have your list of experiences, places you've worked before, the things you've done before, the results you've achieved, to show that indeed you have done these things. So yeah, if you want to be a web designer, well, learn the skill and begin to practice as much as you can. Learn the skill, create web designs. Just come up with an idea of a product or a service and create a website regarding that. So when you want to approach a company or an individual to say, oh, I am a web designer, I could help you design your website or develop a beautiful website, then you have examples to show that you have done it before. And you could start a YouTube channel. Now, you go on YouTube, there are thousands of channels. In fact, you become confused on which to watch. Now, you could start one. You could have your own YouTube channel. And yes, you could make money from it, although it would take time. You start in a YouTube channel, you don't start a YouTube channel and expect to begin to make money immediately. That's one of the problems that I have with young people of our generation. They just want to launch out and they begin to count millions. It doesn't happen that way. Okay. Yes, you would make money, but you have to be patient. You have to be consistent with your work. You have to be diligent at it. You have to show people, show the world that you are good in it. This is what you do. You are the best in it. And before you know it, you start getting patronage. So you don't start a YouTube channel today and expect to start making money tomorrow. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to be patient, because on YouTube you have to reach a particular number of subscribers. You have to reach a particular view hour before you can begin to earn. But the truth is, you can earn from your. All you need is working it. Churn out content on your YouTube channel, and people will definitely begin to watch. Now, everyone is online for content. If you have good content, people would watch you, people would read you, and would patronize you. Okay, you can also be a visitor. Now, we are in a generation where people can easily get bored with reading. If your content is not quite interesting, they can get bored and just turn off your content and just zone out of your content. So to get them glued to you, everyone is now appreciating the power of video marketing, animation videos, video advertising, and everything video, because when people see video, they are easily glued to it. It doesn't require them to read, it just requires them to watch and be entertained. Organizations are now leveraging on the power of videos to reach their audience, to bring their products and their services closer to the audience, to their target audience. But then their video can only get the right number of engagement, the right number of patronage that they really wanted to, when it is a very good video, when it's a video of high quality. Now, what determines a video of high quality? The lighting is okay, the sound is perfect, the image is great, everything is good, and even the person presenting is looking great too. That's or whatever is looking beautiful. That's what can attract people to watch videos. So not everyone can make sure that their video is in this top-notch quality that people are on the lookout for, and that is where video editors come in. So you can learn this skill, learn to edit videos, and pitch yourself out, put yourself out, let people know that's what you do, and they will patronize you. I was reading a post of a friend on Facebook. He's a content writer, and he says, okay, he wrote the script for a particular video advert that his company wants to work on, and then his boss was trying to reach an agreement with the the man that was supposed to do the video, and he said his boss now said the price was too high, like he couldn't afford it. So he asked this friend of mine to help negotiate with the video man so he could bring down the price and all. So organizations are really out there looking out for people who can do what they cannot do. Individuals are out there looking out for people who can do what they cannot do. They are ready to pay for it. So all you need to do is to learn the skill, practice. You can practice until you get better, until you are great at it, and then put yourself out. Let people know this is what you do. Let people know this is what you're good in, and they would definitely begin to patronize you. I have quite a long list here. Okay, you can also be a graphics designer. Thanks to technology, again, we now have applications on phones where you can learn, where you can design beautiful graphics and design logos in flat view. For example, we have Canva and a lot of other design applications like that. So you can get these applications, learn them, learn how to use them, look for how to do videos on them, really train yourself on them, learn how to navigate, find your way through them, and be an expert in them. Make beautiful designs, and you will see brands rushing out to you to make designs for them. Do logos, do flyers, do posters, do whatever you can do, and put it out. Let people know that you did it, and they will patronize you to do such with them. Because the truth is, everyone one thing or the other in their hands that they are doing, that they're busy with, and so they are just on the lookout for someone who can help them with the other things that they cannot do. So if you are ready to help them, of course you would help them and get paid for it. That's the deal. So it's like a tit for tat thing. It's like a trade by barter thing. I do this for you and I get paid for it. Okay. Also be a proofreader or a content editor. So as I earlier mentioned that people are now tuning out content for their audience. One is on the lookout for audience. Everybody wants to have a share of the market, so churning out content as much as they can. But then you don't send out the content at the first writing. You don't send out the content at the first, so you just write something and then you send it out. No, it's not done. They need people who can help them look through it and ensure that it is well written, it is well presented, be the video. So like earlier mentioned, you can be a video editor, you can also be a content editor, you can also be a proofreader. So if someone has written a book and then he needs someone to look through it and help him edit it, that could be your work. That could be your work. Just you know, be an expert in English, learn how to speak good English, learn how to write English, know the grammatical structures, know the punctuation should be, and every other thing that you need to, and then pitch yourself out as an editor or a proofreader. So authors can come to you to help edit their books. Content writers can also reach out to you to help proofread and edit their content. Okay, I didn't mention that I have quite a list here. You can also be a transcriber. Uh, for the sake of the physically challenged who perhaps uh, here we now have people who transcribe. So you listen to the audio and you transcribe it into text. You transcribe it into text for people to read, and you can also transcribe from the words of a video to text. So whichever way, you can be a transcriber. For the sake of physically challenged, not read, you can read text, you can transcribe from, who can listen rather, you can transcribe from audio to text, and you can also do sub. That's one of the essence of having some movies. You can do that. So many things you can actually do while you are at home. So don't just waste your data on social media. Begin to learn things online, learn a skill, develop yourself, because by the time school resumes, you trust me, you really wouldn't want to return to school the same way you were when you left. Return to school better than you were when you left. Okay, this is where we stop for this week's edition. We'll catch up again next week, Friday, 1:30 p.m. on your show, Finding Jobs in Nigeria, organized by Delon Nigeria. Don't forget to catch us up on Facebook at Delon Nigeria, on LinkedIn at Delon Nigeria. And you can visit our website, jobs.delon.ng. That's where you get top-notch content on job vacancies, on articles that could help you as a job seeker to be better at what you do, to also get the right job that you want. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.